Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and this is the channel Licking Floss. This is a cross-stitch YouTube channel, and you will hear children in the background and everything's okay. So if I hear crying, I might have to pause, so apologies. But let's just get started. Sorry, I might get distracted by them as well. Okay, I don't have that many whips. I haven't been working on that many things. I've been in like a funky cross-stitch headspace, and yeah, it's been about 17 days since last time I saw you. All right, let's go. So I do have one finish, and it is Blackbird by Blackbird Designs. It is the Magical Mystery Tour. It's part of that series where there's 6 of them, and this is on a 28 count linen. I did it in Blackbird by Classic Colorworks. Sorry, I have some haul for later. Let me pause. Okay, so I finished it. I think last time I showed you, I had to stop for a bit because I ran out of Blackbird floss. But I got some more and I finished it. And in the original pattern, there are like partial border piece stitches, but I didn't want to do any partial border. So I just did all of the border pieces that were complete squares. And I'm gonna tell on myself, but there is a mistake. This border is 1 stitch off from this border, and maybe you could see it. It isn't perfectly aligned, but you can't really tell. So it's kitty cat's tail. All right, so many distractions today. But you can't really tell, especially when you're not looking for it. So if I move it around, you can't see it. But that's my finish. I started this June 11th with Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe, and we did it on the release date, June release anniversary of the song Blackbird. And so there's my one finish. And then I have just a couple whips. So I'll talk about my Gingerbread Village, the Christmas in July, and I had great plans to, I know July's not over, but it is what, the 17th, and I thought I would get, where's this? So I thought I would get 4 gingerbread houses complete by the end of July. This top row. That hasn't happened. I have only touched this a couple times, and I started on this gingerbread house. This is 2 threads. This is, maybe I should tell you, Gingerbread Village. Sorry. Okay. During that intermission, I looked up, because I forgot who designed it, but this is the Gingerbread Village by Country Cottage. Sorry. Okay, this is Gingerbread Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. And yeah, I just haven't really touched it a whole lot this month, as much as I wanted to, but maybe I'll do that the second half of the month. Who knows? The other stitch that I've been working on is the, what is this? Who did this? Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Arctic Animals Stitch Along. Oh, let me reverse. Okay. This is Ice Goddess by Fabrics by Stephanie. 32 counts, 2/2. All the called for floss. And then this is Hermosa by Picture This Plus. 28 count, 2/2, Arctic Animal Sal. And I've slowly been working on this little caribou, and it's, you can't see because I haven't stitched it yet, but it's a little caribou eating some lichen, and that's with all the called for DMC. All right. All right. That's just, okay. So that's 2 whips. And then I think my last whip, I have some talking to do about this because I have mixed feelings about it. And this is Tintern Abbey. Let me show you the cover page. So this is Tintern Abbey. It's the part of the HAED, well, it is. It's one of the options of the HAED SAL. And the third section was released just like the day before July 1st, and currently I am at about 56% complete with 1, 2, and then 3 is down below. And this is 28 counts, 1/1 full cross, all the called for DMC. So what I want to say about this is that I initially wanted to, I don't know if you could hear what's going on in the background. Initially, I did want to finish the whole nearly 60,000 stitches for the completion, so I could get the 2 free HAED charts. And that's been putting a lot of pressure on me, especially with the 3rd release. And I'm not even complete with the 2nd release. And I think when the 2nd release came out, I was nearly finished with the 1st section, but I still have quite a few stitches to go before I really even start on the 3rd release. So I think with this HAED SAL, I am gonna quit, basically. And I don't even know if I want to do 4 full pages to get the 10 free charts, because I don't even know if I would want to stitch any. Like, I like the mouse. I like one of the mushrooms. I like the cat, but I don't know if, I'm not too much of a cat person, even though we have a cat. I'm more of a dog person, so I don't know if I'd stitch the cat, even though it's a beautiful pieces. They are all beautiful HAED pieces. But I think I just want to quit it and stop putting the pressure on myself, because I feel like the HAED SAL has been, because it's taken me away from a lot of the other stitching that I really enjoy and I really miss, and then I feel guilty by if I stitch something that I would really want to stitch on, but I feel guilty because I know I should be working towards this HAED SAL. And it's a lot of just a lot of thoughts going into a hobby that I think is supposed to be enjoyable, and there have been nights where I just chugging away on this and I'm not really enjoying it, even though cross stitch is my, like, it's my thing to do to relax right before bed after a long day. So I do love, so I just keep playing with my whip. I do love how it's turning out. I think it's beautiful and gorgeous. I might pull it out every once in a while, but I think I'm gonna pull the plug and quit unless I change my mind, and then I don't quit. There's still like 6 more months of this year to determine that. I'm 56% with the 3 sections. I'm about 20, maybe 28,000 stitches into this, out of about 58,000. So there's still like 30 more thousand stitches to go before I get to the end of it. And I don't know if I want to just put it away for a very long time or not, but it's not bringing me joy anymore, so I'm probably just gonna take a pause on this indefinitely. And those are my whips. I am stitching something for Whittier Stitches, but I don't know if I could show that or not, but so I'm not going to. But I have been enjoying that. After some confusion, and I was making it a little difficult for myself at first, I figured it out. I've relaxed a bit, especially since coming to terms with the HAED SAL and my plans for that. And then I guess I also have more complicated thoughts about all of my full coverage stitching, because I feel like that's just all my full coverage. That's like millions of stitches, and that's just all coming down on me right now. And the stress of all those stitches is overwhelming me. So I'm also debating whether or not I should just pause all of my full coverage. Well, I guess PDF full coverages, because I do have like realist kits that I think would be very fun to stitch. And then dimensions kits. So I'm playing with the thought of pausing all my full coverage, like PDF full coverage, like Pattern Keeper full coverages, because I also have some life plans coming up that I'm just like, I don't know if I want to add the stress of the need to stitch giant full coverage pieces. So yeah, I guess I'll just keep going with this thought. So for our family right now, we are in talks of homeschooling one of my children, and I guess the extra work of homeschooling a kid plus the full coverages, and then the HAED SAL. That's another reason, like, I don't really want to stitch the HAED SAL, is because if we are going to go down the route of homeschooling, I don't want the stress of needing to stitch this HAED SAL. That isn't bringing me as much joy anymore. So I'm toying with the idea of just putting all my PDF full coverages away indefinitely until life starts to relax a little bit. So if I don't stitch, so maybe, yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then I'll just get into some purchases. So last time I talked to you, I told you I did some emotional buying, and this is a 1, 2, 3 stitch order. One of the things I had to get was Blackbird, Classic Colorworks Blackbird, for my Blackbird, by Blackbird Designs. And then something else. I've also been feeling nostalgia for Alaska. So I've gotten a few outdoorsy Alaska stitches, and one of them is the Arctic Circle Santa Mill Hill kit. I got, who is this by? Imaginating Moose Welcome. I got the Blue Flower Happy Campers, and this says, when I hear the mountain wind conversing with the trees, or I heard the mountain wind conversing with the trees. I don't know if I'd stitch the words, because every time I read it, I always want to pause after the word mountain. So when I read it, I say, I think when I read it, I heard the mountain wind conversing with the trees, because it's in separate lines. So if I were to chart this, I might change the words a bit. I'm not sure. And then one thing I have been, like, I've just loved seeing people stitch it, but it's the blue flower in praise of pollinators, and I think this is a gorgeous chart, and that would be fun to stitch one day. I've also gotten a couple things for my fancy ladies, and 2 DMC gold. I got 2 water lilies. I got pistachio nut and fir. Do I remember which fancy lady these are for? No. And then I got a big old bag of, maybe not too big, but a bag of cryonic for the fancy ladies. And then, so I don't know if you guys remember. Let me just grab it real quick. Okay, grab it. I don't know if you guys remember, but I talked about these Bobbin Parker aids. And one of my magnets came off, and I fixed it with E6000, and I sent a message to WoodandCat, and I said, hey, just so you know, the magnet came off the back, and then they said sorry, and then they apologized. I wasn't too heartbroken about it because I do have just a tube of E6000 sitting, but then they sent me these little thread organizers, and if you knew last time, I've used these types of things before, but this is a little different because they're thread organizers that you could write on. And then this is a permanent marker, but the instructions say use alcohol to erase. Oh, I guess I have used these, I think. Well, I've marked on it, so I'm prepping to use them for something. I'm not sure. But, so, I got these thread organizers from WoodandCat, and I can link them below. I'm not getting any funds from that. I just wanted to share. I do like their products. I have a couple things from them, even though the magnet came off, but it was an easy fix. So I talked about, so that's my haul. And then I talked about Whittier stitches. I'm stitching something for them, but I don't think I could show it, or I don't know if I could show it. And then I guess the last crafty thing I have is my sock. I don't know if you remember, but I finished this sock a while ago. So I started the second sock. But a couple days ago, I noticed I messed up because I was working on the heel. But you know, when you're working, this is German short row, so when you're working back and forth, purl and stitch or whatever, so I have my ends of the stitch markers, and then I wasn't working my way all the way to the ends of the stitch marker, so I have to frog, and I put that away because I just couldn't be bothered to fix it at the moment. All right, I think that's it. Oh, okay, so that's it. Life things. I had my 1 year on Flosstube, and I missed the date. It was a couple days ago, but I don't know exactly when because I didn't write down my first video date. But I had one year on Flosstube, which is exciting, and I think tomorrow or soon, we are a little busy with morning swimming at the moment, but tomorrow or sometime this week I do want to do whip parade. That's the word. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just a little frantic right now. Whip parade later this week. Hold me accountable. And then I don't really have any plans except in August our house will be completely getting repiped because our house has been leaking, and so that hasn't been fun, but the company that's helping us has been really awesome. So we're gonna be out of the house for about 2 weeks while they're repiping, so that's cool. We might be traveling to see my older brother and then some other family. So yeah, so that would be August. And then that's about it. Can't think if I'm forgetting anything or not. I haven't FFO'd anything. You see a lot of my finishes up there, but I haven't FFO'd anything. So yeah, alright. Have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you for my whip parade. Bye!